Good evening, Bucs fans. We are back. It's Real Bucs Talk. I'm Michael Plus, joined as always, Mark Ramirez. Mark, we are doing pretty good. The Lightning kicking some ass, up 3-0 after the first period. So, guys, again, we appreciate for everyone who's joining us right now. I know you guys are probably drinking some beers, enjoying the game. So, but with that said, there's always Buccaneers football to talk about. So let's get into it.
Yeah, it's always a good Monday when you can talk some Buck football, even though they're not playing. And I know you guys are probably enjoying that hockey game, like Plus said. But yeah, let's talk some Buck football. So, I mean, in the news, there's not much, but something we kind of touched on, I guess, last Monday was, what is the cover of Madden going to look like? They showed those two goats out there, and what came of it. And it was, Madden 22 cover. They kind of gave it away. The goat himself is on there, obviously. And then I guess they're going to tie in Patrick Mahomes as the baby goat. He's got a long way to go, in my opinion, but either way, right now they are pretty much the two tops of the tops. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, right now, I mean, obviously coming off of last year, they played in the Super Bowl, and obviously Mahomes won it the year before, had a really great season. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely on his way, but as far as GOAT talk, I don't think he's there yet. But again, he's still very young. He's got a lot of career ahead of him. And Brady, obviously, he's been on the cover before, but it's cool to see him as a Buccaneer on the cover. So that's really cool. We haven't had a Buccaneer on a cover of a football game since ESPN 2K when Warren Sapp was on it. I think it was the year before 2K5 when they officially went away because Madden bought them out. But yeah, I mean it's pretty cool to see. As far as the game goes, I hope it's good. But again,
I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I might get a hard copy just to have it as a memorabilia, just to have it, Buccaneer on the cover. So
that's true. I mean, I just don't play video games now. I know you guys play video games, not on that. I just don't have time.
yeah.
Kids, Roblox talk, life. Yeah, it's tough nowadays. Mm-hmm. But it is cool. That's a good point. Memorabilia.
Yeah. Collectible.
Setup. Yeah. As a true Buck fan, you really value that. But this actually brought a question up. So people on Twitterverse were mentioning, okay, so based on Tom Brady's 1 year on the Madden cover, brings us immediate results of winning our only second championship, the 8 games in a row, all the way to the championship round and winning it. They were wondering, is he validated to be part of the Ring of Honor? And I mean, to me, that's saying something. Ring of Honor for 1 year played. Do you think he's already valid enough to be part of that ring?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, because obviously, being part of a championship team and helping us get our second Super Bowl, that is pretty big. And obviously John Gruden's in there, so. Yeah, I guess you could put him in there. I mean, with his accomplishments, and obviously he's going to play at least a couple more years with us, which is good. And, hopefully that adds even more Super Bowls. I think if he definitely gets a second one, then I think it's a shoe-in. I think he's definitely going to be in there. But I definitely would like to see, obviously, it'll be interesting to see the name, the names are coming up that are going to be going in.
Yeah, and this, to me, it's like...
I think isn't Monty Kiffin going in this year, I believe? I want to say.
Monty deserves it.
Or did Monty already go in? I won't... Help us out. I'm trying to remember if they put him in this year.
Oh, my boys in the chat, Furu Kawab says, I say yes. Yeah. I mean, that's almost giving away the key to the... Well, imagine if he got the key to the city now. Imagine Tom Brady. At the rate he's going, if he wins 2 in a row, he's definitely getting it. But it's... crazy how quick he's done this. Right. It's just Tom freaking Brady. The Brady effect truly has taken effect. I mean, to me, not yet. I hope he stays until he's 50. I know they joked about it, but realistically, the dude, you saw our Scotty Miller breakdown, or everyone probably saw it. He hasn't lost anything. He can throw 50, 60-yard bombs, and it's not like he's throwing his whole body into it. It's more of a flow throw. Mm-hmm. And if you're still doing that, 43, 44 years old, holy hell. Oh, Charles Scott said he's going to be, so I guess to play to 46?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd take that. He's going to win the. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor then because he probably win 2 or 3 more Super Bowls. I'm saying 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. No, I mean it's possible. I mean, again, Tom Brady is like the curious case of Benjamin Button, like the
Yeah,
guy, like you think he's getting older, but actually he's getting younger. So it's like, I mean, he still looks like he's in his late 20s. So like he doesn't even look. What is he, 44 right now? So or
yeah.
going to be 44. Um, yeah, I mean it's nuts what he's accomplishing, and he's doing science. It seems like like he's just. I mean, look at him right there. I mean, he just doesn't look old. So
Yeah. So this is the other big news of Tom Brady. So you look at this, Tom Brady and a team that was interested in him last year. You're sticking with that guy. So let's go into the story over here. Comes up. You're sticking with that motherfucker. So I guess this is when he's a free agent and he's talking to teams, and some teams like, oh no, we're gonna stick with our guy. We'll pass on you, Tom Brady. I wonder who that is. So people are saying the team that to which Brady is referring to isn't clear. It's well known that Brady very much wanted to sign with the 49ers and that the 49ers opted to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo. So maybe Jimmy G is unnamed motherfucker. MFer, but who do you think that is? I mean, there were other teams. I mean, obviously it wasn't the Chargers. Those are the other team that was supposedly really big involved with trying to bring him in,
yeah.
right? And they just drafted Herbert, so it's not like you're sticking with him. So they drafted him. That's the reason why you're going to stick with him.
Right.
Well, then again, he wasn't drafted yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think the Chargers were involved. In San Francisco, I'm sure was interested. Maybe Chicago. Maybe that's maybe Mitch Trubisky.
Involved because John Gruden's love affair with all quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, realistically, I think you probably look at San Fran. Just because that is Tom Brady's hometown, he probably wanted to go back there. But yeah, I mean, it's over with. He's a Buccaneer, so. But yeah, it's funny that he comes out with that truth. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of that episode plays. I think that comes out Friday on HBO. But yeah, I mean, it's funny.
It's funny. It's hilarious. I mean, it is funny though. Like, there's someone to say, you know what? No, we don't need you. 7 Super Bowls. No, we don't need you. Like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes it crazy. I mean that's what makes it awesome that he signed with the Buccaneers, because like this guy was a free agent, and like pretty much every team, I mean most teams who needed a quarterback should have been involved and like trying their best to get this guy. And thankfully he signed with the right team. He signed with the best roster, and obviously it worked out.
That was another thing that was awesome. So when he was signed, I think we touched on this last episode. Chris Godwin says, "Oh, he got a direct message from Tom Brady," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching your career for the past few years." He mentioned that he was from Penn State. Oh, I'm not gonna hold that against you. But the fact that he's actually scouting the guys, like Tom Brady's done everything smart, like you just said, longevity of his career, working on his body ever since the ACL. He's been pristine of health, always knowing what to do, what not to do, but also knowing, okay, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to pick the best chance to win, not just to shove it to Belichick, but to actually win and know that the pieces around me are that good. He chose us because of that. Most people think, oh, he just no state income tax. That's the reason why. Most money. No, we were that talented of a team, and he saw that, and that's why we got that quick 1 year. Boom, we made it to the Super Bowl, and guess what? We won it. So. Love you, Mr. Sir Brady. Whatever. I mean, continue. Yeah, you continue. Then I'll put you on that Ring of Honor. But like all those guys on there really deserved it. And Gruden, maybe it's just because of that one Super Bowl win, but he still stayed longer after. Although his teams weren't the best built. That's his fault. Maybe it's GM, but he still was here a little bit longer than that. Let's give him some more tenure. Let's get some questions in the chat. So Charles Scott thinks he's going to be here 3 more years. I hope so. I truly hope so. That means we got 3 more years of Gronkowski too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tom, do you think we re-sign Kappa or draft a rookie to replace him?
That's a good question. I think it depends on Kappa. If he has a good year this year, I think we'll definitely try to re-sign him. It just depends on the market value and how much we're willing to pay. They did bring in Robert Hainsey, but I think he looks like they wanted to use him to replace maybe Ryan Jensen, or at least try to mold him in the shape of Ryan Jensen. So I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. They still have Aaron Stinney on board, and maybe they try to develop him even further. So yeah, they have options there in the offensive line area.
Yeah, I mean that's Plus just gave you the 4-1-1 on every situation possible. Yeah, but then again, my money matters, but then again, sometimes it doesn't. So like, look at this year, they fit it in somehow. Is Kappa going to demand like top pay? No. Is he going to demand probably pay that's a lot more than he is right now? Absolutely. So can they fit that in? We'll see. Yes, there's going to be some contracts going off the books, but I honestly don't think Kappa is that high of a priority, to be honest, considering they got Hainsey. Jensen, let's see what happens with his contract. That's another big thing. Like, is he signed back for less? What happens? Is Hainsey really Jensen's replacement moving forward so we can bring back Kappa? So that's more situations down the road, but I mean, we're more wanting to win now. So that cap situation, it's going to show face next year, but we'll see. But, I mean, that's a good question. Anything's possible right now. All that matters is like the main meat of the offensive line is intact right now, and for another push run for the championship again. Danny Danilo is in the chat. What up? What up? Tom in year one accounts for 25% of all Tampa Bay Bucs playoff wins. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Stupid crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and we had to get 4 playoff wins. That makes even, it just makes it more special because we were in the wild card round. So, first Super Bowl, we only had to get 3 wins.
Yeah.
This one we got 4. So makes it that much better. And you were a 5th seed, number 5 seed.
Okay. So think about this. Do you think we get a bye this year? I mean, we're already assuming we're making the playoffs too. Like,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, you look at it, the top 4 teams are your division winners. So, obviously if we win our division, I think if we win the division, because I think our division is very strong. If we win the division, I would say we're up there in the top 2 seeds, I would say.
I think we're in good position to win it too. Considering Drew Brees is gone, Matt Ryan's the best next quarterback, and he just lost his best weapon. Now his best weapon is a rookie. I'm not downing Calvin Ridley. I'm just saying how good Kyle Pitts is.
Right.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the NFC South is going to be, I mean, it's really going to come down to the Saints. Like if the Saints quarterback play is, I would say, above average, or, maybe just average, but it's consistently, okay, then they'll still be a tough team just because their defense is still, they still have a strong roster. So they're not going to be an easy out. Carolina, I think, will be okay. Again, it all depends on those 2 teams' quarterback play, really. And then you look at, obviously the Falcons, defensively, that's where their weak spot is. So it'll be a fun division. But yeah, the Bucs definitely are the favorite just because our roster is set. And again, if we stay healthy, gotta like our chances.
Oh, man, absolutely. Let's going down the line. So for Quab, Tampa is giving Brady everything New England wouldn't. Proj Pete,
hey, Proj Pete. He's happy about Antonio Brown. I know he is.
His film study's coming, buddies. Don't worry. Also, guys, if you guys have any questions or points about the 3 film studies we put out, I believe it was Jordan Whitehead, William Golston, and Ndamukong Suh. If you guys have any tidbits or things you wanted to add to that, let us know. Let us know if you liked the film studies, what you thought of them. That's always greatly appreciated.
We got Tyler Johnson coming soon, so that'll be out. I'm gonna probably schedule that for Wednesday. So keep the lookout.
Awesome. See, always come to the chat, come to the live streams to figure out what's going to happen later in the week. Danny, Tom has always been about winning and not about the money. Hey, it's true. Man, he even took a pay cut again. This is kind of something funny I was thinking of when I read this. Tom Brady's going to go for 10 rings. Dare I say it? Now he's at 7 right now.
Mm-hmm.
What if his ass stays long enough to go for TB12?
That would
What if? We'd be the happiest damn people in the world.
that would be pretty impressive. I mean, yeah, if he finds a way to even get to 10, so what would that'd be 4 Super Bowls in a row. So yeah, I mean, if he could pull that off, yeah, he's a legend. Like there'd be no discussion, greatest ever. I mean, there's no discussion right now, but it would just put the ceiling on the top. If he got 12, my God, that'd be the best media or like marketing, thing he could do. He could be like Mr. 3000 from the movie. he could do promotions like that. So
hey, that's crazy talk. It's crazy thinking. We're real Bucs talk. We're trying to be real. It is crazy, but the thing is, it's hard to keep a team together that long. It's hard for Tom's body to stay consistently that good. And that's saying he's going to 50 pretty much. Mm-hmm. I doubt it's going to happen. We all hope. That's why, the fingers crossed thing. But hey, you never know. Brady's been proving everyone wrong. Let's see. Time will tell.
Right.
People won't ask for more because they'll be doing less and see it. Oh, Tom Brady, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. Doing less and see it. Huh? So you're saying dynasty? Here we go. When is the Ryan Suckup breakdown video coming?
Man, yeah, I guess we could, if we wanted to really, if we really wanted to dig deep into the tape, we could get every field goal and I guess break it down. Like this is how you're supposed to kick it. Look at the form and everything of that nature. But yeah, that'd just be probably over the top.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably make it a straight up joke. I'd make every little kick and just hear it's good, all in a row, literally all in a row. Let's see. Oh, Mark is stealing laughing gas from work. It was just, hey, it's outward thinking, right? Yeah. Outward thinking.
Do you have laughing gas at work?
We just got oxygen tanks. We don't got laughing gas.
Okay.
That's weird. Yeah. Mr. Bucs Nation's in the house, y'all. If you don't know who this is, James Hill, Mr. Buck Nation, pretty much the originator of all Bucs content on YouTube, the man himself. I always overly exhaust his hype, I guess. Mm-hmm. But dude does great content literally daily, multiple times a day. Awesome. Let's keep going down. Guys, where do you place last year's Super Bowl win in comparison to Tom's other 6 in order of greatness? Oh, that's tough. That's kind of as a Bucs fan, it's number 1, but come on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's tough. I can't answer.
I mean, to be honest, his comeback is insane. That's going to be number 1, and we all
against the Falcons.
Yeah,
that it was pretty good.
And I mean,
the first one's always special. I mean, that one against the Rams they're on a verge of being that dynasty, and yep. And then Tom Brady comes out of nowhere and just takes it right from him.
Good. All right, so good question here. Hypothetical. Could the Bucs use Vita Vea as a goal line running back, a la the fridge? I think Vita Vea played running back in high school. Take it, play.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a little bit of it. They haven't handed the ball off to him, but we've seen him as a fullback. As far as blocking or extra blocker. Yeah, I'm not sure if they'll use him as a running back. I'm sure he wants to get in there. Obviously, he scored a touchdown, so he probably wants more. So we'll just see.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Where was this? Let's get a breakdown of all bad snaps or penalties. That'd be a rough one. I don't know if that would get many views though, Tom. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It would probably do it, and it'd be me, you, and Tom would watch this.
We'd have to send that to Bruce Arians. I'm sure he would.
Oh,
He would
Might
love to. He would love to see that.
probably light their ass up too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so also kind of going into more Buccaneer news. Let's go over here. So if you guys haven't seen it, that in the current thing they got going on, Buccaneers media, I don't know what they do. They're insane. The way they put together stuff, even throughout the season, and then this in the current, they're like almost 30-minute episodes where they're bits and pieces, kind of splitting the season up into quarters, watching every game. Awesome. So it's pretty much going to show you how Tom Brady's learning the system, our ups and downs of the season, and then probably just walking you into Buccaneers winning that championship. But those are extremely fun, extremely to watch and relive everything. You get to hear the players' perspective of it.
Right. No, they're really good. I mean, Buccaneers team does a great job. They just it's pretty much like Hard Knocks, but it's even better. It's showing just Buccaneers, and I was surprised they did a 30-minute episode to start off, so that's really cool. So probably gonna see more of that.
I'm watching the Lightning game right now. Varlamov is all pissed off. I'm happy.
Well, hopefully we keep on scoring and then close it out on Wednesday. Get ready for another cup.
Please, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a power play right now, actually. Let's go over here. Let's break down some of these clips. So if you guys have any questions on this, also thank you for continuing to subscribe. You guys help us out all the time. Pass that 3,000 threshold. Thank you always. You guys give so much to us. We're trying to just give it right back. But let's check out our 3 we did this week. Jordan Whitehead, William Golson, Dominican Sue. Guys, let us know in the chat what you thought of them. Who you thought literally was unsung hero of the season on defense like that. But let's start with Jordan Whitehead plus. It was a short episode, but what do you think of Jordan, I guess a little bit more in detail, you personally?
Yeah, I think Jordan, and I put it out there on Twitter today, I think he's one of probably the most underrated safety in the game. I mean, does a lot of good things that go unnoticed. Doesn't, some of the stuff that he doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but I mean, he's just a very good positional player, knows his assignment, usually for the most part, not out of position. Yeah, sometimes over the top downfield, he kind of struggles, and I think that's just comes with his, aggressive nature. And he likes to go downhill and be physical attack. And we talked about in the breakdown, basically he's an extra linebacker in there at times when they want to play that, four linebacker kind of look and, load the box up. So yeah, he's a great dude. And man, I wish I could have some arms like his. I mean, he's got great arms, man. The biceps are just popping out and kind of has that Michael Pittman. Well, Michael Pittman that was insane, but but yeah, Jordan, man, he's just a fun dude, fun player, and I hope he stays as long as possible.
And this is again another contract year. It's gonna be tough to see you bring him back considering the depth they have behind him.
Right.
Yeah, like even in the chat, Tom, hard hitter main. Whitehead is a straight up thumper, and he is. I mean, and this is stuff when we drafted him. I kind of touched on this on the live streams. I loved him coming out of Pitt. I was like, this is a dude, man. I'm telling you, like literally all he did was produce in his 3 years at Pitt, and we get him in the 4th round. It was a steal. Everyone wanted Derwin James. I'm like, just because he's smaller does not mean he's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Great pick. And what has he done? Literally nothing but produce ever since he's been on the field. It's only been 3 years. It feels like it's been so much longer.
Yeah.
Look at his stats. Yeah, still only 20. He's going to be 24.
Yeah, 24 years old.
Crazy.
Still a young dude and just got a lot of potential. But like you said, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what direction they go. Hopefully he has a strong year this year and can stay healthy, play the full 16 games or 17 games, I'm sorry. And, obviously Mike Edwards and you have Antoine Winfield. So is that going to, is Winfield and Edwards going to be your future going forward? I would lean that way just because Mike, he shows the ability to play that deep safety role and Antoine can pretty much do everything. So, it gives you a little bit more flexibility when Mike is in there. But I really like when they play all 3 of them at the same time. I mean, they did that in the Super Bowl, and I thought it worked to perfection, the way they utilized all 3. So maybe we'll see more of that since everyone is on the same page. They know the scheme, and maybe Todd Bowles understands better how to use the guys.
That kind of brings up our something we wanted to touch on. So how is Todd Bowles going to, I guess,
Change things
expand
up.
even more on defense? Is it just
Yeah.
going to be the same, or does he add in even another wrinkle to this defense? Because I mean, we touched on in the William Golson video about how many more QB hits he got.
Mm-hmm.
His average, like his high, was about 8, and then he got 20 last year. Was that just because he just got better from last year, or was he schemed into getting those hits? What was it? I mean, a lot of it's a combination of both mentality,
Mm-hmm.
technique, but also being in the right situation based off of scheme. So, I mean, they play that into consideration with Jordan Whitehead. I mean, let's checking him out over here.
Mm-hmm.
2 sacks. He hadn't had any all the rest of his career, and he did very well in that. Like you saw the Chargers game where he got the sack on Herbert. He
Right.
flies in. If he's downhill, he's a monster. I
Mm-hmm.
can see this number jumping up to almost 4, doubling it again, and because he knows the system again, playing under it, gets more comfortable. Interceptions, he's just not the best at getting his hands on the ball, but
Right.
I can see this jumping up, QB hits jumping up, tackles for loss. I mean, look at that. That doubled as well. So he's great downhill, being close to the line, one-on-one with tight ends on the line. I like him. Even though he's only 5'10", barely 200 pounds,
Yeah.
he plays that nasty role. He's sticky. He just gets beat deep. He doesn't have the deep speed.
Mm-hmm.
What he does best, and Todd Bowles is doing that. So, I mean, looking at Todd Bowles, do you think he adds even more, like using his secondary to blitz even more? He did it at times in that Denver game to crazy capabilities, but that was against a bad Denver offense. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
he does it against better teams now?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. Again, like this team understands what they're doing now. Everyone's on the same page. You really don't have anybody, um, stepping in that is new. Like you pretty much have everyone in place. So yeah, I could definitely see where he gets a little bit more diverse in how he's going to scheme things up. He understands, what his players can do. He understands, okay, Jamel Dean, I like him on the outside. Can't really put him inside.
Yeah.
Sean Murphy Bunting, same thing. Better on the inside, but he also has the ability to play outside if needed. So there's just a lot of different things where he can match up, certain guys and certain, opposing players. The biggest thing though is Vita Vea, and Sue, those guys in the middle. If they're healthy, then you can do so much more. And we saw that with Vita. When Vita's in there, everything is just on the table, and I think you'll see that going forward this year. Also, 4-0 Lightning, so
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
was just about to comment on that too.
So go Bolts.
Hell yeah. Something I wanted to touch on. You mentioned that Dean is better outside. I agree with that. The SMB is better inside. I don't necessarily agree with that
Hmm.
because I mean, you watch his rookie tape. He was phenomenal on the outside. He was almost
Yeah.
shut down on the outside. People won't even throw that way. And then I just think they put him inside because Dean can't go inside.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
SMB can just do so much more.
Right.
And
And with Carlton Davis, I mean, Carlton, I think he can play inside or outside. Obviously, he's, I think, better on the outside. Hmm.
he can just travel with whatever number 1
Right.
wants. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Carlton's got that more flexibility, but I think SMB is right behind him. So SMB, I think, is definitely taken that level up where he can play outside or inside. And like you said, they like to have him on the inside just because of, Jamel Dean's ability to be that extra, unicorn on the field because he's so long and lanky and, he's got that vertical speed. I mean, we saw it in the Super Bowl where he was in there pretty much shutting down who was it, Miko Hardman, and
Yeah.
staying on top of those guys. Sammy Watkins, he was on top of them. So yeah, with Vita, again, obviously, everyone knows we're big Vita Vea fans. Everyone, I think is coming along.
No.
Everyone's coming along on that train. If he's in there, then it just makes the defense flow. Shaq gets his one-on-ones. And now the newest wrinkle, I think, is Joe Tryon. I mean, really, you can do so much with Joe Tryon because of his athletic ability and his ability to play inside or outside. That's going to add more, to this defense. I think that's a big addition that
Yeah.
people are really not talking about a lot yet because, well, just because we haven't seen them.
That's
And, I think once preseason rolls around, training camp, it's going to be really fun.
And not only inside outside, he can drop back. He
Yeah.
can fill these roles where
He's natural at it.
Yeah. Barrett didn't look natural at it. Anthony Nelson sure as hell didn't look natural at it. JPP, he got better as the season went on, but he can't catch balls. I mean,
Yeah.
he can. Never mind. We did show him he did catch some, but
Hey.
he's a natural athlete, goofy natural athlete, but he is a natural athlete. I mean, Joe Tryon, he can literally take this to another level. It's insane the fact that we're saying that, but yeah, you just haven't seen it because he only played 2 years, 2 year off.
Right.
He didn't play anything in minicamp, rookie minicamp. Let's see what happens. How quickly does he mature and learn the system? His head sounds like it's perfectly screwed on, and he's all into the playbook. And this whole draft, they all seem like locked in. I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And before we get to the next guys and Sue and Golston, let's talk about some symbol, Mark. And
sure,
yeah, and just a great way to find your favorite team and invest and get some money. I'm stocked up with the Bucs and the Orlando Magic right now, so it's just a fun way. And again, if you sign up and use the promo code Real Bucs Talk, you get a $10 deposit to start off.
Yeah, just going more in depth into it. It says it front of the page, symbol.app/myteams. That's mine right here. So the stock market for sports. Over 2,500 early adopters, more than 5,000 trades processed, 50,000 plus win payouts. So what the heck is a win payout? Win payouts are literally, this is the scheme they have. It's just the model they have. Find your favorite team. With us is the Buccaneers, plus like the Magic, and they have baseball. I believe they're going to get hockey in there. So you get that team, and based on all the shares you have, so you receive win payouts. So it's almost like a dividend. So if you own one of the Buccaneers, which is around $46, I believe, 50 cents per share that you own passively, just because you own your favorite team. If it's the Magic or the Rays, they're a lot lower. So if they win games, you get more. So baseball, since there's 162 games, you only get 5 cents. We like the NFL. Let's just say it. But then you can also trade teams like stocks up or down. If you guys got Joe Burrow on the Bengals, they start lighting it up. Oops, you can just sell them at higher. So you can run it like a stock market. It's so cool concept. Love the idea. The CEO is smart. He literally had a whole talk with us on our channel about it. But if you want to learn more about it, hit that play button on YouTube. I mean, YouTube's always fun. You can learn so much more. Other than that, guys, let's keep talking some Bucs. And please, if you're interested, use our Real Bucs Talk link down below. And let's keep talking some Buccaneer football. So you wanted to talk about Sue and Vita Vea a little bit more?
No, just our recent videos on Golston and Ndamukong Suh. Obviously, I think those two are, obviously Golston, I think, is taken after Ndamukong Suh. I mean, we can see it in his tape on the field. I mean, he's just playing with that more attitude and tenacious, kind of more physical. I mean, he's just full go motor, and it just seems like his game has raised every year and it continues to rise. So, and then Ndamukong Suh is just Mr. Consistency. I mean, he's always on the field, never misses a game, and does his job very well. And it's a big reason why why this defense is so good against the run, and also can push the pocket and allow guys like JPP, Shaq get their 10 sacks or more.
Yeah, so this actually brought up a good point. So Danny Danella over here says Golston got more reps because Vita Vea's injury, hence more hits. So Vita Vea brought me to think, okay, well, how many does he usually get? He usually commands a lot of double teams. Looked at it. Vita Vea last year had 12 QB hits. William Golston had 20 in his limited role. He still didn't start every game. So, I mean, to me, give Golston some credit. I mean, he did
2019. So, yeah, 2020 only had 3, but
yeah. I'm just saying,
right, full year. Yeah, full year. Yeah.
But either way, 2 sacks in 5 games. I like that. He was going to beat his highest total, just projection wise. You would think that.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, Golston, give him credit for getting that 20. He just knocked it out of the park, QB hits. So, did he outperform Vita Vea in that just based off of injury? Yeah, but based off of past experience or past stats, he still beat him by a heavy margin. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give him some credit. And again, he's playing to that Sue nasty nature, a nonstop motor like JPP. A lot of the guys are rubbing off on each other, and they really bought in last year. I mean, that scheme, they all were more mature into it, the second year into it. And they're not younger guys. They know what the hell they're doing on the field. They know how to talk to each other. Another awesome piece of why our defense is so good. And then just to add to that, and Dominican Sue, Mr. Consistency, you said it. He's always out there. He's always going to be a somewhat nasty player. If he's not on your team, he's nasty. If he is on your team, you love him. He's an asshole. But either way, what's more to say besides he's literally the centerpiece with Vita Vea being that run stopper, like making us number one against the run every year. And it goes understated because that's huge. I mean, number one against the run 2 years in a row is trying to make it 3. Crazy.
Yep.
When's the last time that happened? I wonder.
I don't know. I mean, I know I want to say the Pittsburgh Steelers had a run for a little while where they were like, yeah, they were top and run defense, but yeah, I mean, it just shows those two guys, and I'm just proud of how Golson has continued to just get better. So hopefully he continues to take that next step and continues to be a key force on the defense. And now you add in, Anthony Nelson and other guys, Joe Tryon. Hopefully those guys can, raise this defense to something we haven't seen. And, obviously the secondary and the linebacking core taking that next step and understanding how to play coverage. I mean, we saw it throughout the playoffs. If that comes into this season, they can continue to improve that. Yeah, it's lights out for this defense. It can definitely be probably a top 5 unit when it's all said and done.
So take this into perspective. So QB hits. That's what we're talking about. Look what Sue's always getting. Sue's career, he's always been around 20. Yeah. So a lot of it's just finishing the play. And I think that's what Golson's doing now. Instead of stopping, he's going to throw the ball. Sue don't give a crap. Sue just keeps going. He's going to put his hands on you. He's going to push you. The quarterback's going to feel that, getting up off the floor. Holy shit, this 300-something pound man just ran right through me. You know what? He probably whispered that to Golson and said, no, don't stop. Make them throw a flag, but you're going to enforce your will. If you're that close to the ball, hit him. Touch him. Yeah. Make him get up off the floor. So I love it.
Those are crazy numbers from 2012 to 2015. 32, 20, 20, 20. Jesus. Like, that's insane.
Let the big dog eat. That's all you're going to say.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, let's go back to the chat. There's a lot of debate going on. People saying about which roster will we choose? Would we choose here it is. Which Bucs team would you rather have, the 2003 roster or the current roster?
Yeah, I mean, 2002 championship team was, pretty special. You have a lot of Hall of Famers on that team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. As far as, more complete roster, I would say this one. This one I think is definitely very talented. Offensively, back then the game was different. It's more ground and pound type of game, play action, just different style. You didn't really see. And again, this was a different offense too that they played with Gruden and the West Coast. There's a lot of dink and dunk. Sometimes you have those big crossing routes when we go deep. And plus, you have Brad Johnson, who, again, not a special quarterback, but he was good enough and accurate. I would say our offensive line right now is definitely better than the 02 version. Just from a talent standpoint and how consistent they've been. So I would probably lean towards this roster just because it's super talented, top to bottom.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you as well.
Yes, and you have the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, that is huge talent. This is kind of why I thought this was funny. Rich 0665 said 03 defense and this year's offense.
Yeah, that'd be a special team.
Insane. Well, I mean, but think about this though. We know now that there's Hall of Famers all littered all on that 03 roster.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this team right now. I mean, we made a kind of joke about it when Devin White was drafted. They were like, "Oh, the gold jacket draft right there."
Mm-hmm.
He's so young still, but he stays at this pace, that's pretty damn close to gold jacket.
Yeah.
Levante David already to me has proven he's a gold jacket caliber player. That's 2. JPP is likely going to be a gold jacket type of guy if he continues. He's pretty close. He's doing well. I don't know if he's probably fringe like Simeon Rice though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Shaq Barrett, he's just coming on late, but if he has a couple more 10 sack seasons, he's still young. Was he 26, 27 years old?
I think he's closer to 30 actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
Younger. But I mean, either way, you could start seeing these guys start getting mentioned. Holy crap, these guys are pretty damn good players instead of just that young Bucs defense. That's all you heard last year, the year before. Oh, this young Bucs defense, they're gonna fly, they're gonna hit you. Never know. I mean, will these guys eventually become that? That 03 team, yeah, they went through so many years of losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that just because their defense was great, and then finally they got offensive play caller that could get them there to win the game. It's just different. We just got the best quarterback easily of all time to help out an offense that was littered with Hall of Famers.
Yeah, so, no doubt. It's tough. It's tough comparison because the game has changed so much. I mean, 2020 versus 2002 and how the teams played against each other. It's just different. The schemes were different. It was just a lot of different as far as how it was played. Again, back then you could hit over the middle. The rules were different. Running the football was more emphasized. And people talk about the pass defense was better. Yeah, I would say the 0-2 pass defense as far as the secondary unit, yeah, it was pretty good. But you also have to remember how they teams didn't really pass the football as much as they do now. So it was just different time, different era. And to your point where you had all those Hall of Fame guys and, they went through a lot of, losing in the playoffs. It was kind of similar to what this team had to go through, at least most of the roster. Again, it was more losing. They never been to the playoffs, but they went through a lot of adversity. And then, obviously Jason Light got everything that he needed last offseason, getting the quarterback and then it just all came together. So yeah, it's a fun thing to look at it, the hypotheticals and all that. So again, good question though.
Again, another hypothetical. I did say multiple Hall of Famers on offense. Not multiple. Mike Evans is pretty much the one solidified.
Oh,
and Tom Brady. Other than that, let's see what these guys can do. They got to prove it over time. Antonio Brown.
Gronk's got to make it.
Gronk and Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's keep going. Chris Godwin, let's get some years of success here. Staying healthy. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. Another hypothetical. Which coaching staff do you want?
I would take BA's coaching staff.
Oof.
Yeah.
It is a really good team. Well, but then again, look right now in the league. There is a crap ton of staff still on teams. Like, look at the Raiders staff right now. It's literally almost everyone from that 03 team.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And then there's still plenty of Bucs coaches all around. Like, was it Barry, the linebackers coach?
Yeah. Yeah. Joe Barry's still in there. Yeah, you still have, obviously, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some guys.
It's just the scheme that they're running. That's more what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the game's changed so much. That's all you're gonna say. Like that cover to Tampa 2, I don't work no more.
No, it's tough. You can't do it. Again, it's just with the rules and not not having the ability to hit guys over the middle. It's very, very tough to do. And not every, and teams they just know how to scheme against pass rush now. I mean, you can keep in max protection, and it's just hard to win with, front four consistently like we used to do back in the day. And not everyone has a Warren Sapp or Simeon Rice on the same team. So, yeah, it makes it much tougher.
But still, like all the names we just mentioned on defense, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and how good do our secondary players get? Do they continue to rise and get better and mature? It's scary.
Yeah.
But the front seven itself is ridiculous.
Definitely. You guys and Jenna Lane. Bless her.
Yeah, so what does she do now, Tom? Jenna is definitely.
No, if you go up, there's a question.
Uh-oh.
Just saying, Fukuwab, I think, said it
Oh, sorry.
about adversity.
Don't forget the current roster has more adversity to deal with. You got to answer. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, sometimes, yeah, I can see there's like deep breaths. They're like, they just listen to the question, like, okay, here it comes. I should try to build like a relationship with all of them while asking questions. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
I think she does a good job. She writes really good at ESPN.
Yeah, I think it's more just the question that she asked. People get more like, what the hell? Yeah, she does write really well. I mean,
she had fun times with Dirk Cutter. Those were great.
There's a lot of great with Cutter. I mean,
oh man,
guys, if anyone followed us when we did just the like the podcast,
yeah, just the audio.
Well, there is some gold because I have them on my iPhone. I was listening when I was working out, and we had some after the Giants game. There's a lot more swearing in those. A lot more swearing. A lot more real. On those, and we go into some in-depth crap, like because I guess it's more us talking back and forth. There was no questions. We tell you to tweet in questions. The rest was just back and forth, and true heart on the line talking Bucs football.
Oh
so
man,
want to laugh? Go back and check those guys out.
That last year of Dirk Cutter, I think the last year of Dirk Cutter was that was our first year doing the actual podcast. So that was last year, of Dirk, and that was just or was it? Maybe it was 2017. I'll have to see how far back we started. I want to say 2018 though is when we started the actual pod. So I mean, that was a lot of fun conversations just going back, and then we got labeled as Jameis haters, and there's just there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I'll never forget the episode I had to do with Dirk Cutter getting fired, and that was that intro. Whew, that was good.
Yeah, the intros were gold.
Yeah.
I made that in Iceland.
Yeah.
You got fired? I was in Iceland making that, and I sent I go, plus you got to put this shit out. This is pure gold.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Like we need to start making intros.
I know.
I don't know if that's like copyright or anything. What's media stuff?
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, if you guys want to laugh, go just listen to our intros. And we'll probably do that this season, like going over press conferences and what they say. Because some of the crap last year when Leftwich would say stuff like, they'd blatantly ask, why aren't you running more play action? Because it's working. He goes, we run play action. They're like, no, you're at the bottom of the league. Well, we're going to do what's best and put ourselves in the right situation to win games. It would like be a repeated statement. He'd almost like see it on a teleprompter. Okay, I got to say this. Yeah. It's stupid. And we down them left and right behind the scenes. We should do that. Literally as a video. Just break down press conferences. But more in the chat. B Loggins. He's back. Yo, what's good, fellas? Good to see you in here. Bring some questions. Bring some thoughts. Let's get it. Let's keep going. Someone wanted to mention, where's it? Danny Danilo here. Name the future Hall of Famers from this last year's team.
Well, let's see. Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Mike Evans. You on the offensive line? I'll say it. Tristan Wirfs, even though he's only 1 year in, I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Ali Marpet. Let's see. Defensively, obviously Levante David, and Ndamukong Suh, I think gets in. JPP.
Devin White early, but you never know.
Devin White, I think, makes it. He'll be consistent.
Crazy.
In the secondary, maybe Carlton Davis and maybe Antoine Winfield.
They're in 1 year.
Yeah.
That draft. If it's Antoine Winfield and Tristan Wirfs are both Hall of Famers, how insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jason Light, you are going in the Ring of Honor. Tell him about Ring of Honor. He'd immediately be in there. Immediately.
I think he should go in regardless of what happens next.
If we get a couple more rings and all those guys turn into what they should become, they should put Jason Light's name up there with that stupid face he's making with the sunglasses on. He's like,
Yeah.
they should put that right next to it. Be the only one.
And that's a good point by Tom. Bruce Arians, I think, gets in as well as a coach. So just because he's been on Super Bowl teams, and just the journey that he's had, I think he'll get in.
Two-time coach of the year?
Yeah, that too. Yep.
I don't know how the hell he wasn't coach of the year last year.
They had to give it to the newbie and Kevin Stefanski from Cleveland, since they made the playoffs for how long it was. But whatever.
But to me, it's still like insane what he did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He got in COVID,
Mhm.
a new quarterback to take all the way over, and just 8-game winning streak. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yep.
I don't know. Not even in the mention. I feel like he wasn't even in the mentioning for that. It's crazy. Let's see. Oh yeah, Danny Dinello said Gronk. AB he put in there too.
Maybe. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for AB.
Based off of his past, AB's numbers are insane. Plus,
oh yeah, I know his numbers are great. I'm just saying it might be tough for him to get in, right away, just because of his off the field and stuff like that. But numbers wise and stats wise, I think he's definitely deserving.
I mean, it is going to be tough on the Bucs too, but
right,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of great years there.
I mean, 1,800 yards here.
Yeah.
15 touchdowns there. Where's the catches? 136 high. That is stupid.
Yeah, it's really good.
God.
I think 2015, that was the year. Was it 2015 or 2014 when Mike Glennon went up? I think it was 2014. Yeah, 2014 when Mike Glennon went up to Pittsburgh and beat them. And Antonio Brown had like that ridiculous game against us. He was like catching everything, scoring touchdowns, but we still won somehow. Vincent Jackson, rest in peace. But
yeah,
that was a great catch.
Another one, crazy story, crazy. Yeah. I don't know how that.
I hope he finds a way. I don't know if they'll put him in the Hall of Fame, but that'd be cool to see him get in there.
Sad, but
yep.
Let's keep going. How AB and Evans are 1 and 2. I'm telling you, AB's not going to be 1. Maybe 2. I don't know if you mean like Hall of Fame options, or are you talking like roster? Chris Godwin is going to be number 2.
Yeah,
Evans
P just loves AB, man. That's his guy.
Oh, don't get me wrong, the dude's amazing, but I think he knows himself. He just wants to win Super Bowls. Imagine that though. In 8 games, at 483 yards, you double that, he's close to 900 yards.
Yeah.
So 900, almost 1,000. Could he do that in a 17-game season? Most likely. If he gets back into that 1,000-yard mark, I'd give him, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 1,000-yard seasons. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, then again, Mike Evans is about to go for what, number 7 in a row?
I think 8.
8? Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or no, I think you're right. 7. My bad. I think it is 7.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Good question. How crucial was that trade up for Tristan Wirfs last year?
Well, I mean, obviously looking at it now, it was gigantic. So yeah, very, very big.
Big. Yes, short and sweet. Big.
It was big. And he's a big dude, and he's doing great things right now. I mean, everyone saw the video with him and Donovan Smith backflipping into the pool. I mean, that's crazy.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
Donovan Smith?
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs and Donovan Smith did a coordinated backflip at the same time into the pool.
Bull crap.
No, it's true.
All right, you guys need to talk about something while I bring this. Well, I got to see this.
I'll try to answer some of these questions.
There's
a lot coming in. So
Arians is not a Hall of Fame candidate. Arians does not impress me whatsoever. He had 1 playoff win as a head coach pre-Tom Brady. That's good topic. There you go. Plus, address that. I got to go find this.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you got a good point there as far as like playoff wins. So yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't get in, but I think that's definitely going to change if he's here for the next couple of years and we get a couple more Super Bowls. Then obviously he'll be a shoe in. So I think
I think I
it'll be a
found
good discussion. But I was trying to find these. There were some other good questions here. Let me see.
I found it. Plus, look at
You
this
found it? Yeah.
big boy.
Yeah.
How in the world?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's watch this together, guys. I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Donovan
So,
Smith, Tristan Wirfs. Oh my goodness. And
yeah, look at
Donovan Smith is just a fat slob, right, guys?
that.
Trash,
I'm just glad they didn't get injured. So,
right?
kinda,
That's a lot of meat up there.
yeah, kind of risky.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Using those calves. But
Wow.
yeah, I was just trying to see. Okay, yeah, there's a couple good questions here by B Loggins. So he's like, what rookie will have the biggest impact on the team this year? My pick is Jalen Darden. It's a good pick.
I mean, as special teams, yeah. Because I think that's going to be a hidden thing. Like, what's he going to do in that little situation?
Mm-hmm.
It is a good pick because who else can really jump onto the scene? I
Right.
mean, other than Joe Tryon, who
Yeah.
will be in a rotation, still he's behind two great players. Jalen Darden could probably win a starting spot as a returner, and you can
Mm-hmm.
make a big impression there. So I'd probably agree with his pick
Yeah.
because Tryon, based off of rotation, probably won't make that big of an impact, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He also had
Yeah.
another question. Who's the most improved player this year? He says Jamel Dean.
Mine was I keep saying this. I keep thinking it's Antoine Winfield Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he had a good season, I think his ceiling is ridiculous. I think he could literally almost easily double his interception. He only got one interception. I'm thinking he's going to get at least 5,
Mm-hmm.
double his sacks, tackles for loss. I mean, the things that he got so close for some of these interceptions. I think he's just going to light it up, and you're
Right.
like, holy hell, this guy's ridiculous, and he's going to solidify himself as like a perennial Pro Bowler.
Right.
He is that good.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick. I'm gonna stay with my Keyshawn Vaughn theme. So I think he's gonna be the most improved player this year, and I think we're gonna see a lot of good things from Keyshawn. So that's good. And then this was a good question. Which game most excited for?
Which game I'm almost decided for? I would
Yeah.
say the Rams game. I'd
Okay.
probably say that game because I think that's going to be the biggest competition game. Yeah, the Dallas game's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to like the Patriots game, but I think it's going to be how is that Rams game going to look? Because that's a hell of a good team.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
go with the Buffalo game later in the year. I just feel like that could potentially be a Super Bowl preview. So it should be a fun one.
See, he's going to have to get by Mahomes.
Yeah. Let's see. That's a good point, Danny. Again, showing the AB love. Going to lead all Bucs receivers in yards next year. I could see that. Definitely see it.
Oh, AB?
Yeah. Proj P. Brady's gonna be looking at AB all day. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna be open. He'll have one-on-one matchups pretty much the whole time. So.
Oh, Jordan Durr, he's back. Most improved is going to be Todd Bowles. I think the play calling toward the end might potentially be new norm. We hope it is with the offense too. To be honest, like I hope there's a whole other wrinkle they bring out based on the amount of caliber players they have to throw out in the field. You can throw anything at them. Hopefully. But other than that, guys, where we hit that hour and the Lightning are whooping that butt. I think it's 4-0 still. I love it. Well, that guys, thank you always for bringing the questions, bringing the heat. Let's whoop them Saints. Yes, Luke, I fully agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always more content to talk about. We're going to keep pushing that out there. Like Plus said, Taylor Johnson's coming up. Again, I just always want to extend my thank you to you guys for always showing up and showing out. Thank you very much. Plus, take us out of here.
Yeah, like Mark said, thank you guys for joining us again on Lightning Hockey Night. So much appreciated. Always appreciate your questions and just your thoughts and comments. So yes, big thank you. And yeah, we got more content coming. So with that said, guys, I hope everyone has a great night and go Bucks.